Nabla has released the September collection, and I would like to share my thoughts based on my experience with the previous Nabla collection as a real customer that purchased with her money the eyeshadows. The September collection is made of different items. There are matte lipsticks, there are Cupid's arrow, that are pencils that you can use on lips and eyes. But I would like to concentrate my thoughts on the eyeshadows. There are 4 new eyeshadows. 2 are glitters and the other 2 are limited edition multi-chromes that Nabla calls magic chromes. And then with this collection they also have released a limited edition packaging, just like this one that is a standard one, but instead of the silver outer edges, now they have a orange with also gradient. It's very pretty packaging. So what are my thoughts? First consideration about the packaging. So as you can see, I have 2 of them, and what I can say is that it's not my favorite type of packaging. This system that allows you to magnetically attach 2 of the palettes is not practical, because when you try to open one, as you can see, it's not so easy to open a palette and you unavoidably separate the 2 palettes. So I don't try to open the palettes when 2 palettes are attached. I separate them first and then I try to open it. You have to get used to the closure system. Doing this opening while another palette is attached is not very practical. So personally, I don't like it. Let's focus on the finishes. There are 2 finishes released in the September collection. The glitters, there are 2 types of glitters. There's an orange glitter that is finer and a kind of grayish glitter that is coarser. I like the color of the coarser glitter, but guys, if you don't have 20 years old, I personally would stay away from those. Even small glitters irritate my eyes, so I cannot bear coarser glitters on my eyes. Also, personally, I don't find the effect to be elegant. That's a personal preference, of course, but they are kind of juvenile, not really a grown-up elevated style. And then there are 2 multi-chromes. Keep in mind that those kind of pigments are all the same. The 2 new multi-chromes from Nabla are well known, are nothing new. The greenish one is similar to Cliona Vert, in my opinion. I don't have Cliona Vert anymore, I decluttered it, because that green was too indie, too bright for my taste. I believe it's also the problem with this pigment by Nabla. It's a green shifting to purple, and I really appreciate, I have to say, the texture of the Nabla multichromes. This is Candy Notes, it was a limited edition that unfortunately is sold out already. I have a detailed description in my video about Nabla, but yeah, it's very fine. The texture is fine. It's a compromise between the fine texture and the color shift. I would recommend actually the multichromes by Nabla if you find a multichrome that you like and you don't have already in your collection. But my point is that the texture is great, but the colors you may already own because they are nothing new in the multichrome world. So if you already own multichromes, you may have these shades. They're quite common shades of multichromes. The other one I think is very similar to this Terra Moon Phoenix. Maybe this Phoenix one is more orange while that one is more lemon yellow, but this has yellow as well. So I'm fine with this one. I won't buy the Nabla one. Let me swatch the Terra Moon's ear. And you can see that is a bit thicker than the Nabla, that is more subtle. So I would expect that the Nabla would be finer, and yeah, maybe I would prefer the Nabla in texture, but having the Terra Moons already, I don't need the Nabla one. So you may have something similar already in your collection. Just saying that those Nabla multichromes are shades that are quite common. Other considerations after having used the Nabla eyeshadows for quite some time now, it's been already 2 months. I composed 2 quads and I've decluttered 1. I managed to sell the eyeshadows of the other quad, and what I'm left with is with these ones. Let me tell you my consideration after 2 months of usage. The best ones, in my opinion, from the whole collection are these Candy Notes, that unfortunately is the multichrome that is sold out, and this one that is a celestial and is called Cannabis. These are the 2 best ones. I also have a celestial that is called Mirror, and I used to have also the pink celestial one that was called Lychee. I decluttered that one because the color was amazing, but the texture, these are much better looking on the eyes. But that one, there was an inconsistency. Lychee was quite grainy, coarser, and emphasized my texture. I have a video where I show my favorite and not favorite shimmers, if you want to see how the shimmers translate on my eyes. This pink one is a matte one. I kept it because I like the color, but the formula of the new matte ones that are talc free from Nabla, I don't like it. So all in all, I can't really recommend this new collection, September collection by Nabla, especially if you are not new to multichromes like me. I have a bunch of multichromes. So those are my thoughts and some points I wanted to highlight before you place an order by Nabla, because these are quite expensive. It's quite an investment, so better to judge yourself. It's something for you. In my case, personally, I won't buy other Nabla eyeshadows. I mean, I have so many formulas that I prefer over these ones. For the mattes, I prefer my Viseart mattes or other type of mattes. I will make a video soon about my favorite mattes. And for the shimmer, I would recommend watching this video because there I list my favorite shimmers. Last thing is that I repurposed the second palette. Here I have a Luxie eyeshadow, here a MAC eyeshadow. The only thing is that, as you can see, since this was a MAC single, let me try to remove it. The MAC singles, if you buy the singles, this is my favorite, is Omega, come with the magnet, you see, and therefore the eyeshadow will be raised up compared to a Luxie eyeshadow, for example, that doesn't have a magnet underneath. But despite this, you are able anyway to close the palette. And these other 2 are my favorite eyeshadows that are from Viseart. This is a shimmer by Viseart that's very nice and was from the Spritz palette. And this is a matte. This is from a Tendu palette, so is the new format. And as you can see, those eyeshadows by Viseart can fit into the circles of a Nabla quad. So this is a custom quad with eyeshadows that I already own, kind of neutral quad with some touch of coolness that I really love. So I repurposed the Nabla packaging this way, but I won't purchase any more of these. I don't like the packaging so much. Just a traditional magnetic palette is much more convenient. You can place eyeshadows with different formats. You don't have to select eyeshadows that fit exactly these compartments. So I would recommend watching the video about my favorite shimmers. It deserves more love. And see you there. Bye bye.